Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Lifeline Late Show. I'm super pumped for this episode because we're going to play games basically the whole time. Last week, I had a ton of fun playing trivia with you guys. I hope you did too. And so we are going to dedicate a lot of this time to playing games like that. We're going to play trivia. We're going to do Pictionary. We're going to play true and false. We're going to finish the movie title, the book title, whatever. Just play a bunch of games and give away some prizes. Now, my goal for this video is to give away $200. So what I want you to do is over the next couple of minutes, text your friends, give them this link, invite them, and have them watch. I don't care how many views this thing gets. My goal is to give away $200, and I want to give it away to 10 different people. So 10 gift cards, $20 a piece. Text your friends, invite them. We're going to start out with cooking with Corona, and then we'll move into the games. We have some announcements. We have a teaching at the end. Make sure you guys stick around for that, and we'll see you on the flippity flip. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Corona. We are going to finish off our meal. Now, listen, last week we made our steak, we made a sauce, and we made a sweet potato. This week we're going to make a steak, no sauce, because you guys have that recipe already. You don't really need me to make it again. Save some time. We're going to make our steak. We're going to add in a dish that's filled with vegetables, some rice, and we'll make our sweet potato again. Here we have our peppers. Yellow, orange, red. This is not a green pepper. This is a jalapeno. So again, with the jalapenos, it's important not to touch your eyeballs after you cut these up because it will sting. Now what I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to cut them into rings. Now normally what people do with these smaller peppers, or just peppers in general, is they cut this off and then they slice this down and then they cut it into, a dice, which is nice, and it looks good, and it's easy, and it's uniform, and that's great. And if this is what you want to do, that's fine, but for me, it's boring. So we're going to try something new. So I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to curl my first finger, I'm going to put my knife right up against it and let it do the work and guide me, and we're going to make some nice rings. Now I'm going to stop before I get to where all the seeds are, because I don't want to spend the rest of my life picking out those seeds. And here's what we have. And this is nice. Now if you want to, for this dish, because these are going to be prominent because they're so brightly colored, is you could do a combination. You could do some rings, you could do some dice, put them together, have some fun, but cut your vegetables up. Okay, so again, the cut that we're going to use today is our skirt steak. Now what it looks like is this outside the package. This is part of the inside skirt steak. And in this, there's going to be some fat that you're going to want to take off. There's some stuff called silver skin, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now. Okay, so taking a small paring knife, you have a couple different options. You can make scores like this, or you can just go in and you can find a piece that you're able to lift up, slip your knife underneath, make cuts away from it, and then pull. And right at the base of where that fat is against the meat, you make little cuts and it pulls off. And if you look, we're still leaving some fat on there. We're not taking all the fat away from the meat, but this is just stuff that's not going to cook down as well. So I want to take just a little bit of this off. And if you see, I have removed the fat and not any of the meat. So we'll just clean this up just a little bit with some of this stuff that's kind of hanging out, looks a little loose, kind of easy to get off. We're not going to, that came off really nice and easy, so we're just going to do that. We're leaving these big fat caps all the way through, but we're just cleaning it up just a little bit. And again, the reason we do this is because there's silver skin, it's not going to cook down, and you're good to go. You want to leave a little bit on, cut some of it away. The other side is, this is good, beautiful fat. This right here is more of that silver skin that we don't want, so we'll take that off. And again, if you just pull and put your knife right at the base, it comes out super quick, super easy. Okay? So we'll clean this up. and we'll get ready to prepare it to cook. All right, let's get working on this rice. So in your pan, set to a medium-low heat, we're gonna melt a little bit of butter. Butter is melted, we're gonna go ahead and add in all those peppers that we cut up. So I cut them up in a little different ways. I got red rounds, and they're super thin. Now again, you wouldn't wanna do this with a full big pepper. I would only do it with the small ones. The jalapenos are in rounds, and then for the yellow ones, we have them cut up. The orange ones are cut up the same as the yellow. And it's just gonna provide a little bit of different look. We're gonna throw those in there. If you hear a little bit of that sizzle, that's okay. But you're not looking to necessarily saute this, okay? Now listen, as our peppers are cooking, we can see that we're not getting those sort of brown marks that you would see when you saute. However, they're turning translucent. This is more along the technique of sweating. If you guys have ever sweated onions to caramelize them, that's what you're doing here, is a low temperature over a period of time, making sure that they all get good, ample surface area. It's gonna bring out the natural sweetness. Now, another tip that I wanna share with you guys is every single time you put something into this pan, you're going to re-season and also adjust your time period as you wait for the heat to come back up. So I just put some salt in there. We're gonna put in a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. And next time when we come back, we're gonna add in our milk, coconut milk that we're putting in here. Then we're gonna add in our seasonings. And then lastly, we're gonna add in our rice. And you'll see every single time we add those in, we're tasting, we're adjusting for seasoning, and we're making sure it's coming along super well and cohesive within this dish. Okay, so we have our peppers cooking pretty well. What I wanna do at this point is I wanna add in some coconut milk. Now, I like to use coconut milk because it's good flavor, it's good thickness, and I'm lactose intolerant, so this is what I have in my house, and this is what I eat. Now you see I got way too many bubbles here, okay? You see all these bubbles in here? I don't like that, so I'm gonna move it off the heat, and I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. Now, as this is cooking, we wanna make sure we season because we've added something new to the pan. So here's where we're gonna put in that same spice that we've made the dry rub for our steak. This is that really, really good chorizo house blend spice that you can get at the North Market. It's going to add in this beautiful red color to all of our peppers with the greens and the oranges and the yellows and the reds. And now our milk is at that point that we're looking for. See how it's not all the way coming back? That's exactly what we're looking for. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our rice. Now all we're gonna do is we're just going to incorporate this, and once we get it all nicely incorporated, we will check for seasoning, salt, pepper, and we'll be good to go. All right, let's talk about cooking this flank steak. Now, it's pretty thin. It's way thinner than our Delmonico, and it's way thinner than our New York strip, so we are not going to cook it as long. I would love to grill this. It tastes very, very good on the grill. Unfortunately, we can't grill today because, again, it's raining. But we have our grill pan, same grill pan that we had last week. Okay, so we have all of our elements to our dish complete. What I did was I took our sweet potato, I mashed it up with a little bit of butter, made some sweet potato mashed potatoes. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a scoop here like this. I'm going to take my spoon in the exact same way that we did our sauce drag last week. We're going to do a spoon drag with our sweet potatoes. Put it on the plate, scoop it down, you're good to go. Now for our rice, the last thing I'm going to do before plating is squeeze on some fresh lime juice. So we're going to take our rice, and all we're going to do is neatly place it right here onto our plate. Clean it up if you have to.
There, some rice.
So now we have our steak, and I cut it into nice slices the same way that we've cut the first two applications of steak. What we're going to do is, using our knife, scoop it up, shake it off a little bit, and then neatly lay it there. Flange it out, clean up our plate. This is EJ. He's 2 years old. He loves Blippi. If you can guess what the E in EJ stands for, you get a $20 gift card. First one to get it wins. EJ, do you know what the E stands for? What's up, guys? Let's play some Bible trivia. First question, true or false? The Bible is the most popular book ever written by copies sold. True or false? True. What is the first book of the Bible? Genesis. How about the last book? If you said Revelation, you're correct. What 4 books tell about the life of Jesus on earth? You know, I've never really thought about it that way. The life of Jesus on earth. Because all the other books tell about the life of Jesus, but not on earth. Anyways, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just kidding, it's John. Now, here's a good question. Which book of the Bible did Jesus directly write? If you said anything other than none, you are wrong, because he didn't write any. Did I say that right? Either way, he didn't write any. So if you said none, you're correct. What is the longest book in the Bible? Do you know? I know. Rhymes with Psalms, not a real word. Psalms. True or false? True or false? David wrote the entire book of Psalms. True or false? The answer is false. The Psalms are written by many different writers. However, David did contribute the most. What is the shortest book of the Bible? Not 1 John, not 2 John, 3 John. How many books are there total in the Bible? Old Testament and New Testament. The answer is 66. Question. Which New Testament book has Jesus' Sermon on the Mount in it? It's only one New Testament book. Matthew is the answer. In what language was most of the Old Testament given? Hebrew. Which human author wrote the most books? Which human author wrote the most books? Paul. He wrote 13 books. Now, here's a good question. Which human author wrote the most words? Is it Paul? It's not. It's Moses. Which gospel was most likely the first one written? Of Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Which one was most likely the first one written? Mark. Let's move on to Bible trivia questions from Genesis. How many days did God take to create the world? 6. Who was the first woman? Eve. Now, what were Adam and Eve's 3 sons listed in the Bible? Their 3 sons were Cain, Abel, and Seth. Shout out Seth Stats, my guy. How many people were saved on the ark? How many people were saved on the ark? 8. Here's a good one. What were the men trying to do at the Tower of Babel? What were they trying to accomplish? What were they trying to do at the Tower of Babel? Build a tower to heaven. Who is Abram's wife? Sarai. Sarah? S-A-R-A-I. Who was Abram's first son? Who's Abram's first son? Ishmael. Call me Ishmael. Okay, here we go. What were Isaac's sons' names? Isaac, in the Bible, had 2 sons. They were named Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau. Moving on to the life of Joseph. How many brothers did Joseph have? 11. Okay, moving on. How many plagues did God send on Egypt? 10. How many slingshot throws did it take David to hit Goliath? So how many slingshot throws did he do before he hit Goliath? David. How many? What? 1. Correct. How many? That's not what I meant to say. Let's go on to the life of Jesus. Who was Jesus's human mother? Mary. Name of the city where Jesus was born? Bethlehem. Where did Jesus' family flee to when Herod wanted to harm Jesus when he was a baby? So King Herod wanted to kill baby Jesus. Where did Jesus' family go to? Egypt. Fun fact, Jesus fled into Egypt when everybody else was trying to flee out of Egypt. How many of Jesus' brothers are named in the Bible? Excuse me. How many of Jesus' brothers are named in the Bible? I burped. 4. Who is Jesus' most famous cousin? Famous relative check. John the Baptist. Imagine that TikTok. Okay, when Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist, who spoke from the sky? God. According to Mark chapter 6, verse 3, what was Jesus' job before he started preaching? What did Jesus do before he started preaching? And we see this answer in Mark chapter 6, verse 3. He was a carpenter. What was the name of the place where Jesus walked on water? Sea of Galilee is what we're looking for. Here we go. Who is the member of the Jewish ruling council that came to ask Jesus questions in the night? John chapter 3, well, chapter 2 and chapter 3. Who is it? Nicodemus. Bonus question, do you know his nickname? Do you know Nicodemus' nickname? Nick at Night. Because he went to see him in the night. Okay. Okay, here we go. What's the shortest verse of the Bible? John 11:35, which says, Jesus wept. Last question. Why did Jesus weep? Last question. Why did Jesus weep? Because Lazarus died. That's it for Bible trivia. We're going to move on to something else now. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to play a game now called True or False. The way this is going to work is I'm going to make a statement. You're going to respond whether it's true or whether it's false. And the first one to get it right gets a point. If you get it wrong, you don't get a point. Very simple. So, first couple are going to be about me, and I'll make them pretty general. Here we go. True or false? I am a twin. False. True or false? I have one brother. True. True or false? I graduated at the top of my class in college. False. True or false? I did graduate with above a 3.5 GPA in college. True. True or false? I was born in Pennsylvania. True. True or false? I went to the same high school as a famous person. True. True or false? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a musician. False. True or false? I can speak 4 languages. False. True or false? I have been to 10 different countries. False. True or false? On average, I drink 2 or more cups of coffee a day. True. Okay, we're going to move on to true or false questions about animals. First one, true or false? Some animals can get sunburned. That is true. True or false? No cat likes water. False. True or false? Frogs have to drink lots of water. False. True or false? Elephants eat with their noses. False. They eat with their mouths. Wait. No, I lied. True. It's true. Elephants eat with their noses. True. True or false? Camels can walk 100 miles in the desert without water. 100 miles without water. Camels can walk 100 miles an hour. What? No. True or false? Camels can walk 100 miles in the desert without water. True. True or false? Chimpanzees are nocturnal. False. True or false? Hummingbird eggs are the smallest bird eggs in the world. True. Ostriches lay the second smallest eggs. False. Ostriches lay the largest eggs. In fact, it can take up to 2 hours to hard-boil an ostrich egg. Bananas. All right, guys, true or false? Food edition. First one, chocolate was once used as currency. True or false? True. Carrots are only orange in color. I'm going to decide, obviously, from the green leaves on the top, but carrots only come in the color orange. That is false. There are red, white, yellow, and my personal favorite, purple carrots. True or false? Eels can be... True or false? Eels, as in like the marine animal, can be consumed directly without being cooked. Raw. You can eat a raw eel, is what I'm trying to say. Is that true or is that false? It is super false, because eel blood is poisonous. The classic fortune cookie first originated in Hunan, China. Hunan, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it originated there. True or false? It is false. You know where it originated? San Francisco, California. True or false? Radishes have more water content than watermelons. True or false? Radishes have more water content than watermelons. Watermelons. It's true. They do. Radishes are like 95% water, which is essentially what humans are. Apples float in water. True or false? That is true, because they're less dense than water. Hence, they float. Walnuts or okay. Ketchup was once used as medicine in the early 19th century. That is true. I don't know what it did, but it did help some people because they used it as medicine. Strawberries belong to the rose family. The rose family. That is true. They do. Because they're red. Radish and cabbage don't belong to the same family. Radish and cabbage do not belong to the same family. True or false? The answer is false. And the last question. True or false? Bananas do not grow on trees. Last question. Bananas do not grow on trees. True or false? That is true. They do not grow on trees. All right, guys, we're going to end our true and false time with a little bit of geography questions. So, again, answer true or answer false. First one. Machu Picchu is located in Peru. True or false? Machu Picchu is located in Peru. True. The entire continent of Africa lies below the equator. True or false? Africa lies below the equator. The entirety of it. That is false. It does not entirely lie below the equator. True or false? The capital of Spain is known as Madrid. Madrid. True. True or false? The country of Morocco is part of Europe. False. True or false? Saudi Arabia is known as what is called a landlocked country, meaning it does not touch water. Saudi Arabia as a country is landlocked, meaning it does not touch water. True or false? False. Victoria Falls is in the continent Africa. Victoria Falls is in Africa. Shout out Victoria Lukumas, who is not in Africa. She's in Columbus. But Victoria Falls is in Africa. That is true. Alrighty, two more here. Mount Kilimanjaro lies along the Himalayan mountain range. Mount Kilimanjaro is along the Himalayan mountain range. Is that true or is it false? It's false. It's not in the Himalayan mountain range. Last one. All right, last one for geography. Madagascar. All right, last one for geography. Madagascar is an island found in the Pacific Ocean. True or false? Madagascar is in the Pacific Ocean. True or false? False. Madagascar is not found in the Pacific Ocean. I believe it's found in the Indian Ocean. I may be wrong, but I think it's in the Indian Ocean. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to play a game called Finish That Movie Title. These titles have 2 or 3 words in them. I'm going to go ahead and give you 1 or 2 of the words. You're going to guess the rest of it. I have here a list of the 100 most popular movies, so let's get started. Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs. Oh, excuse me, I burped. All right, here we go. Close Encounters of the Blank Kind. From 1977. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Brave Heart. Lord of the Rings. Slumdog Millionaire. Beauty and the Beast. Ghost Busters. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Lion King. Groundhog Day. West Side Story. Thelma and Louise. She's my favorite coworker. Don't tell anybody I said that. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Good Will Hunting. Jurassic Park. The Silence of the Lambs. To Kill a Mockingbird. Back to the Future. Back to the Future. All right, let's do the top 3 most famous movies of all time. These are top 3 most famous movies of all time. Ready? Let's see if you guys can finish this movie title. Citizen. The director was Orson Welles. He also cast himself. Citizen Kane from 1941. The Wizard of Oz. 1939. That movie's old. And the last one. The Godfather. The Godfather. Now listen, this is not an endorsement of these movies. I literally just picked out a list of the top 100 most famous movies of all time. Half these movies I've seen. The other half I haven't. I don't know if they're age appropriate for you. Again, not endorsing them. Just picking titles.
What is my middle name?
If you can guess Harper's middle name, you get a $20 gift card. First one to get it wins. Hey guys, I hope you had a ton of fun. I did too. If you won, congratulations. If you didn't, don't worry. We're going to give away a ton of stuff over the next couple weeks. We are actively working on ways to try to get us together, trying to figure out what that looks like, how to be responsible with that. So we'll keep you posted on that. And unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties with our message, so I'll be posting that as well as the Axe message soon. Love you guys. You're awesome, and I can't wait to be with you.